Hey guys, here are some exercises you can do that will help if you've been sitting at a desk all day, or even driving in a car, or working at a computer, or texting, or spending a lot of time in this forward shape movement. This is going to help build postural strength in your middle and upper back and help take the pressure out of your chest. So, the first thing I'd recommend doing, and I'm sitting, but you can do this sitting in a chair or standing, is a simple twist. So, this one I would recommend doing sitting. You're just going to sit and turn your chest to one side and then turn your face the same way as your chest and take a couple breaths here. And feel free to stay for a moment longer. And then you're going to turn to the other side. Same thing, one hand to the opposite leg, turning just in your chest to get a little rotation through your spine. Start to warm up your middle back. And then come forward. And for the next part, I'll invite you to come with your whole back to the wall. Now I'm sitting, but I would recommend standing because it's of course much easier. But you'll first place your whole back on the wall, back of your hips, back of your chest, back of your head, and try to actually get them on the wall so your spine is, in other words, neutral. So I'm not caving forward and I'm not caving away in my lower back. Try to get that back of your chest, back of your hips, back of your head on the wall. Good, and then you'll roll your shoulder blades back, keeping your elbows and hands on the wall. We're going to swim your arms up, and I don't know how far you'll get. I get to about here, and then they start to come off, and then swim your arms down. Try to keep as much of your ribs on the wall as possible, as well as your elbows, your hands, your head, and your hips. And what this does is to warm up all the muscles in your back that never get used when you're sitting curled over around a computer screen or whatever it is that you might be curled around in front of. So this is a really good one to do if you're not able to get to your yoga practice often, because it helps warm up that postural strength. So I'd recommend doing 5 to 10 of these, and you'll start to feel it in your middle and upper back. And then give yourself a little break, shake it out. And then again, come to the wall, back of your head, back of your chest, low ribs, and back of your hips on the wall. And now this time you're going to make your arms like robot arms and plug the back of your shoulders and the back of your elbows into the wall. Keep your low ribs back, and without moving your shoulders or elbows off the wall, try to open your arms to the side. And everyone's body will get to a different point here, but you'll feel something in your back engage to help open. And that's what we want. Maybe you get your hands to the wall, doesn't matter. And then you'll slowly come back in. So opening the gate, shoulder blades stay pinned towards each other, opening and breathing and closing. This is external rotation for your upper arm bone. Opening and closing. Let's do 2 more. Open, close, soft necks, open, and close. And then relax. Depending what you've been doing, it could feel actually kind of hard. And if it's hard, do it at least 2 or 3 times a day throughout your day. This is really good to do just on a little break. If you get up to get yourself a cup of water or a snack, throw this in. Next one, same thing as this, but now we're going to bring the elbows up. So arms come up. I do this, if you're really open, you'll do it with your elbows at the same height as your shoulders. I'm not that open myself, so I do this with my elbows at about a 45-degree angle. So my arms are bent. I have the back of my elbows, back of my shoulders on the wall, low ribs on the wall, hips on the wall, ponytail on the wall. And I'm actively pressing back. So this is engaging my everything, my core, my back, even my legs are quite engaged here. Hands can do whatever they want, but we're going to slowly externally rotate those arm bones up. Now I can't touch the wall, you might be able to. Most important to keep your shoulders and head neutral. And then down. And again, I can't touch the wall, it doesn't matter, you might be able to. And I'm starting to pop, so I'll press back, and then again up, and down. No one's keeping score, luckily, so it doesn't matter how many you do. Do a few really good quality ones until you start to feel like, whew. Let's do 2 more together. Trying to keep about a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Try to stay soft in the neck, that's my habit. And when you're done those two, relax, and again, circle it out. It's normal for this to feel kind of burny in your upper back. It's again a sign that you probably haven't used these muscles in a while. Okay, next, a couple of stretches. For the next one, I'll invite you to reach back behind you and clasp your hands, or clasp a strap or a towel or a t-shirt, and then stretch back. So if you're grabbing a strap, pull on that strap, stretch your arms back behind you, and then low ribs in. If you're clasping your hands, if you can, palms together, stretch those arms back behind you, and try to keep your head looking forward. I'm hoping that you get a big opening maybe in your shoulders, your chest. Take a few deep breaths and perhaps sway your hands side to side. Ooh, this is one that I need to do a lot. Okay, and then relax your hands, circle it out. And our last exercise is a stretch for your pectorals, so this whole area in the front of your chest. And for this one, I'll recommend being standing, and you'll turn to face a wall and put your hand at the same height as your shoulder on the wall. I'm going to face the wall so that you can see, hopefully you can hear me. Hand flat like a gecko on the wall, same height as your shoulder, and you can decide straight arm or bent elbow. But then keeping your hand on the wall and pressing it, turn your whole chest and the rest of your body to the side, and then lean into it so you start to get a stretch across the front of your chest. And I would suggest lingering here for at least a minute if you have the time. Think about melting your shoulder blade down onto your back, snuggling your shoulder blade into your back so the front of your chest stretches even more open. Deep breaths. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to stay for one more breath, but when you're doing this at home, stay for as long as you want. And then to come out, you'll turn back towards the wall, and then release your arm, and then we'll go to the same thing on the second side. So facing the wall, you'll place your hand at the same height as your shoulder. Place your hand, fan it out like a gecko. Elbow can be straight or bent, doesn't matter. And then you'll turn away from your hand, away from the wall, and everyone will be a little different how far you go here. Snuggle your shoulder blade into your back, and then lean into your chest. Try to relax in your feet here. Try to relax in your neck. Drink in your breath. And you'll find over time that this area in the front of your chest has more and more opening to offer you. And again, I recommend staying for quite a long time, but for the purpose of this video, I'll take just one more breath. And then turn back towards the wall to release. Circle out your shoulders and enjoy. If you have the time to do even half of that 3 times a day, I promise you'll feel a huge difference in your whole upper body and in your postural strength. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.